You've got to be kidding me. Pinch me now. As I'm working at home today, the TV is on, and CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky is testifying in front of the Senate, and the subject of cruising comes up. I look up from my screen and I'm fixated on the TV. What is she going to say about cruising? This conditional sell order ends in just a few days, and you would not believe what she shares to several senators in the room. I'm going to share her comments on today's show, and plus we're going to look at one port in the United States that are requesting passengers who get off the ship either have a booster shot or a COVID-19 test. Let's talk about all the cruise news right now on Island Time. A big happy Tuesday to all you Islanders. Welcome to the show. I hope you're having a great day. I am your host, Derek, right here on Island Time, and we have all the latest cruise news and a news story that I really didn't think we would have today, but here it is. As I mentioned in the intro, CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky was in front of the Senate committee today. She was there not to talk about cruising specifically. She was there to talk about the overall response by our government to COVID-19, but Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski brought up cruising, and I'm telling you, I stopped what I was doing. My heart kind of started fluttering a little bit. What's the CDC director going to say about cruising? The conditional sell order expires January the 15th. Oh, I was scared, but we're okay, and we are more than okay. Senator Murkowski asked Rochelle Walensky, the director of the CDC, for assurance that Alaskan businesses would be able to count on and depend on a 2022 cruise season. She wanted to see what the CDC director thought, especially in the times that we are in. And Dr. Walensky had a lot to say about the cruise industry. Some facts that are there, facts are facts, and then some things that is great news for the cruise industry. She said first that COVID cases on cruise ships have surged 30 times in the last 2 weeks. It's not anything that we're not aware of. It's been in the news. Cruise lines have done a great job to mediate and to come up with creative ways, including moving crew members around who are infected with COVID-19. But this increase, 30-time increase, is of course due to the new variant, Omicron, it's spreading like wildfire. So she shared those thoughts first. She gave some numbers here. The first 2 weeks of December, there were 162 cases reported on cruise ships. First 2 weeks, 162 cases. That is not bad at all. But listen to this. Cases have continued to grow. Ships operating in U.S. waters reported about 5,000 COVID cases to the CDC from December the 15th through December the 29th. And you can only imagine that number is much higher now that we are a third into January. But she did not share the current number. All we have is that 5,000 number from the last part of December. Walensky went on to share even more information for the cruise industry. She said that she does not believe that the conditional sell order, which is due to end on January the 15th, will be extended. She does not think it will be renewed. She does not think that there will be a new version of the conditional sell order. She truly believes, and she said that she hopes that cruise industries will continue to understand that this is a safe practice for those industries. The conditional sell order is a safe program, and she thinks that will continue voluntarily by cruise lines. She said, I think the conditional sell order and the fact that the industry has stepped up and is now interested in exceeding the compliance with the sell order without the order necessarily being in place is a real testimonial to how well that has worked. How about that praise for the cruise line? Not just doing what the conditional sell order called for to keep passengers and crews safe, but to exceed that. And it's because of that the CDC is going to let cruise lines monitor themselves and opt to stay in the conditional sell order, or they can change things. This reaffirms our thoughts that the conditional sell order is going to go away, but it's awesome news. Can you believe you guys remember? I know you do. Months ago, a year ago, the battle that cruise lines and the CDC had. The cruise lines wanted to cruise. They said we can do this safe. We've done it in other parts of the world. The CDC said no. And now here we are. The CDC, the director of the CDC, praising cruise lines. Man, we have come a long way. I've got to ask all you islanders this question. Do you agree with Dr. Walensky? Do you think cruise lines are ready to take this enormous challenge of determining their own protocols and policies, testing, masking, social distancing, working with foreign governments and ports, working with local ports? Do you think they're ready? Do you think they can do it? Let us know in the comment section below. And while you're there, please give us a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber yet, we are so close to our goal. We're on pace to blow it out of the water. We want 5K, 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month, and we are between 4,900 and 5,000. Let's get there. We want you to be a part of this community. And let's get to the second story today, as it is big news and could be a domino effect for other ports, as San Francisco announces immediately that it is requiring all cruise passengers who disembark in the area there in San Francisco to either have had their booster dose, their COVID-19 booster shot, or to test negative upon arrival. That is debarkation, not embarkation. So if you cruise out of San Francisco, you have to be boosted or test negative as you get off the ship. Here's what the Department of Public Health had to say. Due to the recent surge in COVID-19 cases, the Department of Health is now requiring that all vessels who disembark passengers from the Port of San Francisco to test all passengers that are not up to date on vaccination, meaning completing the initial vaccination series and being boosted when eligible, okay, so when eligible there, before coming ashore. That is from the port there. This statement comes from in light of the Ruby Princess. In their recent arrival, they had many cases of passengers and crew. Not as much, though, as we've seen in other ports. 12 passengers tested positive on arrival. And according to this new policy, 25% of the ship's guests would have fell under this requirement, where they have not received the booster yet, but they're going to have to be tested because they were eligible for the booster and did not get it. So it is still a choice, okay, which is what a lot of us want, is a choice to do one or the other, but 25% of the ship's passengers would have had to be tested as the ship docked last Thursday. All individuals who test positive on the Ruby Princess, they're all asymptomatic. They're all mild, which is great news. There's no strain on the medical center or the staff members because they're asymptomatic or mild symptoms. No passengers required medical attention, and no hospitalization was needed. And that is great news. And honestly, that's a lot of what we're seeing across the industry. We're not seeing those that need ventilators or even more medical care. We're not seeing deaths on cruise ships. You know, that would be all over the news. So it's good news. It is. We understand no one wants to contract COVID-19, but to be asymptomatic or to have a mild case where it does not involve going to a medical facility or extra medical attention, that is good news. According to the statement of the Department of Health, the Port of San Francisco and individual cruise lines, they've already changed their port agreement, their memoranda of agreement, and they've agreed for this to happen. So, what do you think about this news? This news of, if you are eligible for your booster, you have to get your booster before you cruise. If you don't, then you have to be tested as you get off the ship. This is only for San Francisco right now. But what do you think of this? And would you like to see this? There's a whole battle right now of booster or no booster. We'll have more on that later this week. Do you feel safe with this, though? Is this something maybe you would like to see, or a version of it? We know that Norwegian Cruise Line, several weeks ago, there was an outbreak on board, and they gave everyone a box of tests as they disembarked the cruise ship and went home. They could take that test if they wanted to. They could save it and take it in a few days. What are some things here as San Francisco looks to do something a little bit different? What are some things maybe that you want to see out of ports that you sail out of? Let us know in the comment section below, as this is the first first port here to require either a booster or a COVID test as you get off the ship. We'll see if anybody follows. That's going to be the news we follow up with. Let us know what you think of today's show in the comment section below. Again, please give us a thumbs up, and we will be back tomorrow with more cruise news right here on Island Time.